I was fortunate enough to spend the first 17, 18 years of my career with General Electric. And I saw just how many of our divisions were committing so much IP into partnerships in China as a price for accessing the market. Was it really worth it? And how long was it going to take China to do exactly what the Russians did post Second World War, which was to strip some of these assets down, figure out how they're made, and make it themselves at a third of the price, and then sell it to the international markets. And I think that coming back to that growth at all costs, uh, this is where I think there's a much bigger question around capitalism, isn't there? In terms of, has the rush for margins and therefore, bringing China into the global trade network, to what extent has that contributed to some of the issues that we have today? We can't reverse back from it, as we've seen in the last year. That's too complex, maybe too costly, but we've now got to deal with the beast that is. I sometimes refer to China as an American-made problem for that reason, in terms of, if it wasn't for the pursuit of aggressively improving margins and figuring out how we can take a product from being $100 to $30 so we can distribute that, give that product to a much greater mass market. And who's happy? The shareholders are happy, which is brilliant. That's what we want. But at no point did we stop and think about what's the effect we're creating downstream. How is it going to affect world order? How is it going to affect social cohesion? How is it going to affect, our ability to do business in an orderly manner in 10, 20, 30? Nobody stopped to ask those questions. And now we're having to deal with them. And I think that's a big part of where we are today.